Good morning. Good morning. So beautiful. Good morning. Okay. I want to read a couple of things to get started. Lori was mentioning the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. I'm a big subscriber. I'm going to start with that. I don't know what translation this is. It's in Cynthia Bourgeau's book, The Meaning of Mary Magdalene. So I don't know if it's her translation. I'm not sure. She's very, she might be a translator. Tell us about matter. Will it survive or not? And the Savior answered, all of nature with its forms and creatures exist together and are interwoven with each other. They will be resolved back, however, to their own proper origin. For the compositions of matter return to the original roots of their nature. Those who have ears, let them hear this. Since you have explained everything to us, tell us one more thing, Peter said to him. What is the sin of this world? And the Savior replied, sin as such does not exist. Sin as such does not exist. You only bring it into manifestation when you act in ways that are contrary to true nature. It is for this very reason that the good, capital G, has come among you, pursuing its own essence within nature in order to reunite everything to its origin. Then he continued, this is also the reason for sickness and death, because you embrace what deceives you. You embrace what deceives you. Consider these matters then with your spiritual insight. Contemplate with our spiritual insight. Attachment to matter gives birth to passion without a true image of itself, because it is drawn from that which is contrary to its higher nature. The result is that confusion and disturbance and war resonates throughout one's whole being. It is for this reason that I told you to find contentment at the level of the heart. And if you are discouraged, take heart in the presence of the true image of your true nature. Those with ears, let them hear this. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. In this book, Meister Eckhart's book of Darkness and Light, Meditations on the Path of the Wayless Way, is so dear and resonant to me. I feel like if humanity would just pick it up and read from it every day, what a world it would be. Meister Eckhart. At the heart of who you are is the ground that is no ground, the place that is no place, the endless source and boundless center where God dwells, not in some manner or another, but without any manner, in the naked and divine nature, which is the ground of God's oneness and yours, at the heart of who you are. If you wish to rest in that oneness, and more than this, if you wish to become one in your life and discover the oneness of your life, desire to enter that ground at the heart of who you are and dwell there. When you do, you'll find you are one with the one who is one with you in that ground of oneness at the heart of who you are. Just as everything flows from this oneness, so too does the rest you desire in the innermost depths of your life. Whew. At the heart of who you are is the ground that is no ground, is the place that is no place. At the heart of who you are. And if you become discouraged, discontent, confused, interrupted, take refuge at the level of the heart. That is the ground, that is no ground, and no place, no thingness. So I think here, the impulse, the obvious movement to bring awareness to the heart of matter, the heart. This is the bridge between the ground of all possibility, potentiality, and originality. Originality, origin. The origin of the Word of God. And I'm going to say, I have to go back just a little bit. At Sharon's retreat, God bless her, I said, Lord, give me that clarity. She sat down, and first words out of her mouth were, I'm going to use the word God, and if you don't like it, well, I suggest you get over it. He said, bring it, teacher. I did a satsang at Heartbeat for summer solstice, and we did some meditations from Ram Dass's guru, who was not a Western guru, but loved the word God. And some people were real disturbed, checked off the mailing list type disturbed. They had, no thank you. And I kind of wrote some compassion came up. I understand connotations of words and all of that, and so I tried to respond from that compassion. And Ty wrote me back and said, I love reclaiming the word God. Thank you, sister. The heart, when I'm speaking about the heart, I'm not speaking about the emotional center of the egoic structure. The radio station 101, the thing, Disney and all the rest. And I mean, God bless it. Hey, I'm speaking about a organ of spiritual perception, a bridge between the ground, the no, great no, where no thing, no attribute, no neti, 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 beyond, beyond, beyond. And the original humanity. Our good friend Shuli, who's part of Sharon and I's Costa Rica Sangha, her first language is Hebrew, and the word Adam means divine humanity. It's not the guy who did the thing or whatever that story is. I don't know. Whatever we've reduced it to, that's not it. It's the original expression of the word of source, the word of the ground that said, let there be light, and gave way of itself for manifested expression. And everything within true nature exists as an interwoven, interdependent existence. And the organ of perception of that is the heart. And I'm not even, the intimacy with the 10,000 things and all of that, where the drop realizes it's part of the ocean, and beautiful, 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 beautiful phase. But I'm talking about communion, where the ocean realizes itself as the drop. Communion. No separation. None. Can never have been. It's embracing that which deceives us. So there's a center that's built around self-consciousness, self-centeredness, where the senses go out, the afferent nervous system perceives matter, and somehow or another, the instrument of the consciousness, so that source can see itself, there has to be a reflection for one to see itself. It's like a mirror. Somehow or another, that function started becoming a center that belief and ideas and belief about thoughts and belief about emotions and belief about ideas and conceptualization and referencing and everything turned into I am a me. I am a separate thing here. And these thoughts that happen are actual. And they're mine. And this is mine. And I have this. And it's mine. Not that our individuations aren't sacred. They are. But at a level that is beyond me. It would be as if, the rose, as Ralph Waldo Emerson so beautifully said, sat there thinking about past roses and future roses and roses that could have been, and the rose that's doing a better job than me, and all the stuff. It's not that the rose itself isn't sacred, divine, original, beauty, goodness has come among you. It's the belief in separation, the embracing of that which deceives, that colors it and begins to think, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. So there's a belief in all the narration that orchestrates all that. I can remember Lisa inspired me last night to really try and contemplate on this, like, how did that break down here? You know, all the belief in that narration, you know, even as the truth of reality was dawning, there was still, you know, a lot of belief in what was being said about it as the person. And there was a phase, I called it the illumination phase, and during that phase, the impulse here was to go tell it on the mountain. I mean, proselytizing was like, I'm just like, holy God, I'm born again. Everybody needs this, you know. And I opened a store on the corner of La Grande, Oregon, where I brought in like sacred objects and altar things. And, you know, this was a while ago, right? So all this stuff. But it was just a tremendous amount of like focus and action and, you know, being moved by the power of God. And I had a history of like really kind of getting down and under illness. You know, ill as a kid, ill, you know, sinus infections, chronic this, chronic that, all the stuff. And I was like facilitating the store front in the mornings, like, you know, remodeling and all this stuff before I went to work for the day, and then raising kids and the whole thing. And I can remember driving from Cove to La Grande, and I could feel the like, oh no, you know, you're just doing too much and you're gonna get sick and I could feel it, but I had awareness. I could see it coming. I could see it coming. And there was like this response from the heart that went, I don't have time for that anymore. All of this was just sort of happening. And so I began to really investigate that like place where attention is grabbed by belief and narrative and patterns and conditioning and habituation. And then what arises and where the attention decides to go, to what is arising, what is radiantly beaming through the communion of the heart and ground, or this chatter. It was a fascinating time to watch all of that. There was still a gap of personhood and someone watching and the whole thing, and that's all okay. These phases they're all divine. The sprout, the sapling, the oak tree, all good, all good, all good, all good, all good, all good. I've often thought about that if I could go back 25 years and enjoy the phase you're in, nurture it, cultivate it. It's the foundation for the next phase. I mean, indulgence in a victim stance or something like that is not what I'm speaking about, okay? I'm talking about the phases of spiritual unfolding. The phases of development, growth, and ripening. So I do bring a lot of attention. To the heart. I embrace those words, those pointers from the masters, that the perception within a humanity expression of the radiant ground is here. And it then has an expression in the true image that comes from the original outbreath of God, the original big bang, let there be light, the Word made flesh, the one word that is ever and always being sung in the deep heart of the ground. Be that Om or whatever, you won't miss it, because it's the thunder of silence, if any of you know what I'm talking about. It's the roar, as Papaji would say. It's something else. This little guy wants to be a part of it. The dark ground is just very, very challenging to speak about. It has no attributes. It's prior to all things. It's prior, beyond, gate. It's, as Dr. Hawkins would say in his very scientific way, it's the context for all the content. It's a matter of what we're attending to. It's a matter of attention. It's a matter of attention. Maybe you'll find something different. In this case, that was the discovery. It's a matter of attention. There is Sharon calls them wavelets. There's the wavelets, the like, tune into the days of our lives. I mean, as the world turns. There's that. And the attention can be, depending on our own unique flavoring, the different buttons will come around. And then there's that decision, either conscious or unconscious, to embrace what deceives, the appearance that seems so real, or to anchor. I will not be moved. Anchor in the truth of who we are. Anchor. And whatever words we use for it. There's a process that isn't always comfortable, or at least, maybe it is for some people. I haven't talked to them. But I'm sure they're out there. Maybe Sharon has. Of the formlessness becoming prominent. The empty full, empty full, empty full, empty full, the giving way. The traditional word is surrender. I've sort of learned that like Western women are not big on that word, and that's fine, I get it. Relinquish, let go, I don't know what word. Give way is the natural way that it presents in the language in here, because that's how it feels like. My sister's a yoga teacher, and she hands out these little toys to her yoga students where they're like horses and stuff, and maybe you've seen them. And if you push on the base, the whole structure just goes and yields, just instant yielding, just the whole structure just yields. It makes me think that's how it feels here in this physicality. Just give way. You just give way to life, because it becomes so ludicrous, ridiculous, seriously like insane to keep rowing your boat against life. I can do it, I mean, it's noble in a lot of cases, I can fight evil with good. I can find a positionality that is the true and right, good positionality, and the whole bit. It's all beautiful, but it's futile. It's totally futile. Because the dawning, the realization is, oh, it's not my show. There is an animating principle here that is the great mystery. And it feels like essence love, fundamental love, causeless love. And what would happen? What would happen if I trusted that, gave way to that, communed through the heart as that? It's all possible in God, in Source, in the cosmic parent of all that is. And not only is it all possible, it's good and it's original. And that which has claimed itself as reality in this division idea, separation idea, is an appearance. It's false. It's not of true nature, and that's why, as it says in the Mary Magdalene writing, that's why it feels so. I mean, look around at humanity right now. It's, as Adya says, it sailed its ship of insanity right to the edge. It is embracing that which is deceiving us. Separation, division, a vision of this and that, good and evil, power over, opposition, position. There's no communion with the truth. And then that expression shining forward as the original humanity, Adam. The eyes, ears, hands, feet of God. It starts sounding really, whoa, heavy or something, but I'm kind of funny this way, I think. I like really practical, just sort of Oh yeah, that's it. That's easy. Simple, simple. So here, once I really got on to how simple it is to move the attention, it gave me great confidence. It's like, okay, the attention is habituated, but look at the effort it takes to move it. Nothing. Okay, move it to your big toe right now. Okay, move it to your head. I mean, I would play silly little games like that, easy. So, and time is an illusion. The agenda of the superego is total bullshit. And so, just practice moving the attention. Look deeper. Look deeper. Look below the wavelets, or fall back out of them. You know, it's different for different people. It feels different in the soma, the body, like dropping, relaxing out of, giving way, falling back. Sometimes for some people, it'll feel like almost like something is pulling you back out of the drama. And that can actually feel a little like, I remember, this kind of thing, like what exactly is back there? Your one true heart and soul. Your teacher. It can, as you begin to really sink, bring the attention back and down and in, back and down and in. We're diving into the depths, the existential depths of being, okay? That's silent retreat. You can leave now if you must. um, this is why I like the anchor of the heart, as Christ pointed out to the disciples. Go there and begin your communion. I mean, it's not as if the ground is ever far or distant or separate. It begins to reveal. It's the context for the whole searching game. The whole seeking game is in the context of the ground. Uh, what do they always say about the guru coming after you with, exponential amount? Here's the little seeker. I'm doing it. We got it. And the ground is like, oh, just here I am. Come to me. And it can feel, I almost don't want to label it, but for the sake of, if you run into it, there can be a sense of like, to the ego structure of death, of imminent danger, of, whoa, all the training about the void and everything else might come rushing in, and, there's no place to run, no place to hide, totally naked, totally impoverished. You can't find a position or a defense if you're trying. Some of you might even, have like an actual, here it was cremation, I don't know. Anchor. In out breath, have faith and trust in all of the masters whose shoulders we stand on and who are here as bodhisattva energies and frequencies. And as our teacher always says, it's what you've always wanted. I've heard Sharon say it so many times, and it comes to mind in times of it's what you always wanted. This return to love, return. Many people wait until the physicality is dying, and that's fine. I had a brilliant nursing mentor when I was a hospice nurse. And we were talking one day, and we were just talking about, gosh, what have you seen and what happens? And she said, well, what I have experienced is that just like birth and life, the passing is as individually beautiful for every person, just as birth is and life is. It's not like this one idea at the end, And it most often is flavored by where the attention is anchored. Is it anchored in pain? Is it anchored in fear? Is it anchored in mortality, old age, sickness, death? The end of life, to be or not to be? Or is it anchored in true nature? The heart and the ground of being, the source of life. So, oh, man, that fly. Let's see. There's some. I keep buying these books. Every page becomes dog-eared. Every page becomes marked, and then somehow or another it goes away. And then I get another one, and I start over. And every page, everywhere I open, I go, yep. I want to read that again. We shine. The light of God is like fire and flame, shining from above and below, from a sun that is too powerful to withstand directly. No one could survive it. But there is a place in each of us that is so clear and noble that fire meets fire there. And it is in that individual heart where we meet and live with the Holy One. It is in that light that we shine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And as Khenpo Jigme says, relax. Relax.